Hello everyone, my name is Rita and I'm here to briefly talk about carbohydrates as a macronutrient. Before I begin, I should point out that carbohydrates are one of three major macronutrients. The other ones are fats and proteins. So basically, under this brief discussion, what I'm going to point out are what are carbohydrates, what are the chemical composition of carbohydrates, what are the different types of carbohydrates, and then lastly, why do our bodies need carbohydrates, or why is carbohydrate as a macronutrient important to our bodies. So when trying to define carbohydrates, basically we're looking at the energy sources to our bodies, or food items that we do take in that provide energy that fuels our body functioning. Okay, and when it comes to the chemical composition, basically carbohydrates are composed of mainly carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the types of carbohydrates. So the major types of carbohydrates include sugars, starch, and fiber. And when it comes to sugars, we're looking at what we call the monosaccharides or simple sugars, and these are found basically in food items that are sweet to taste. And these food items can include, but not limited to, honey, corn syrup, fruits, some categories of vegetables, candy, sweets, any food items that are sweet to taste are major sources of sugar. And the next category of carbohydrates comes in form of starch. Starch basically is found in food items like pizzas, bread, pasta, wheat, and basically these are rich in what we call polysaccharides. Then the last category of carbohydrates is called fiber. Now, there are two kinds of fiber: soluble fiber and non-soluble fiber. Major sources of fibers include fruits, vegetables, beans, several legumes, nuts, and seeds, oatmeal, you name it. And the last portion of this brief discussion is about the importance of carbohydrates. Why do we need carbohydrates in our bodies? Now, remember in the beginning I mentioned the chemical compositions of carbohydrates, and one of them being glucose. Now, glucose is what our brains utilizes for energy. Another function of carbohydrates is that they are a major source of fiber, and we all know by now fiber is very crucial in terms of helping our digestion system to function normally and efficiently. And thirdly, carbohydrates are also essential for the production of serotonin. Okay, and then our carbohydrates also are very essential in regulating our blood pressure. And then carbohydrates can also increase health gut bacteria. Yeah. Well, again, that was about my brief discussion or presentation about carbohydrates. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you find this information valuable and helpful.